just get right into it, all right? Can you pretty much tell us your experience with Long Wealth Capital since joining?
I mean, when I first started, I was just a small investor, I guess. I didn't really know much. Um, I just knew the basics of the basics,
Mhm.
and I just rolled with whatever I heard. AI stocks are going high, or you know, chip stocks are going high, and you invest in whatever you hear. So I really don't know anything apart from that, really.
Yeah. In terms of your background, like, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself, like how old you are, sort of what you kind of do for a living, if you want to share that?
I mean, yeah, no, I really didn't do much, I'd say. I mean, I started working around 14 years old. No, 15 years old. Um, I came from a pretty bad background. Um, for like a while, my dad was taken out the country. It was just me and my mom for like a couple years. And right now I'm just living, I guess with relatives, you know, and then I'm
Yeah,
just working.
got it. So you're pretty much you don't live with your mom and dad. You're pretty much on your own, essentially, besides your relatives, essentially, pretty
Yeah,
much.
I mean, I do have my mom around. She's
Hmm.
somewhere else, I guess.
Yeah. In terms of your experience since since joining Long Wealth Capital, were you in stocks? Were you in sort of options? Anything? Did you
Yeah.
have any sort of experience?
Yeah, I mean, I did the occasional option trading and I just bought whatever I heard. Nothing else, really.
Following signals, pretty much. How did that work out for you?
I mean, initially it worked well, you know. I invested in some gold companies that shot up when I don't know, I guess it just shot up because of any merger deals I had. Um and then from there I just kept buying and buying, and then some of my buys got me negative and some of my buys got me something, but it wasn't really enough for me to make anything great out of it.
Yeah, that's pretty much like the story of with a lot of options trader, right? They make a lot of money really quickly, but somewhere down the line they over leverage whatever it is. They get into a bad trade, and a lot of it just they lose it all essentially.
Yeah.
So can you kind of like go over sort of your experience since joining this program? Like how have you liked it so far? How things been? How things progressing along?
I mean, yeah, like I said, I didn't know much and I was opted to learning. Um, it's just a funny story. I was just trading like usual. I bought stocks, then I went down. I lost like $1,000, and I'm like, I'm not going anywhere with this. So as a little means to keep my mind off the stocks and whatever, I decided to scroll on Instagram. I saw an ad that wasn't yours, funny enough. It was like a false ad of yours. It was
Yeah,
some false like stock option company that said that this guy is, one of our traders and stuff. And I looked at the account and it was a bot account. And I'm like, I guess this guy is, advertising himself, but it's another like account that's false advertising their program. So then
using my face. Yeah,
yeah, I saw your face, I saw your name, and I'm like, I'm gonna just Google search. And yeah, I just Google search your name, saw your face, not your face. Yeah, I saw your Facebook group, I saw your your real Instagram account, your YouTube, your free YouTube videos first. I just saw some of your YouTube videos, and I said, this guy sounds like the real deal. You know, See- I'll I'll keep up with his YouTube videos, and I'll just contact him, see how that goes.
appreciate it. Appreciate it. In terms of your like how much you're able to generate since joining the program, I know you already showed me a lot of the big wins you've already gotten. You're doing an excellent job. Can you pretty much go over some of the plays or how much you've made since joining?
I mean, initially, I just started with like a clear account. Well, when I first joined, I had 5,250 because I took some money out. Um, And then I still had some stocks left over, so then I just sold that at a loss because they weren't getting me anywhere. So then, I sold everything, started in this clean slate. Um, what's it called? Yeah, I started in a clean slate, and I started joining a program. I started reading all the modules, watching the videos, doing whatever, it's part of the program. And I had all this money to invest in a clean slate, and I followed the fundamentals, the technical analysis, the AI you showed, the website. I learned everything, and I'd say gaining. I mean, I had some good plays.
Stellar place.
I didn't at the first I didn't have a good emotional control,
Hmm.
but then over time I started getting it. Like my first play, I showed you I got like 1,500 from an MADS stock. I
Very
kind of
good.
felt like it was gonna go strong. I only pulled out like around 1,200, which is still a
Hmm.
plus. But then from then on, it just kept tanking. So I'm glad I got out at the time I did.
Hmm.
Um, Another one was me going through some RSI filters, what was oversold, finding a company that just did a merger deal, and then I got into that one. The merger deal was pretty good. FTC and their laws.
Hmm.
It went up. I still got a 5%, which brought me up to like 200. Um, and then this new one, which was SOUN sound. It's like a sound AI. It went up
Hmm.
because of some insider dealings that they bought. Um, Overall, like I kind of saw any positive sentiments, any values that I found I learned from the program. I decided to implement on the stocks that I've been watching over,
Hmm.
and I bought into them and I sold at a profit. I'd say my gains right now is at 6,600 from initially 5,250 in a
Beautiful.
span of, I think I've been here for 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's a slow process, but it's better than nothing.
That's huge. That's huge. That's like over, like you pretty much doubled, essentially doubled your money, essentially. Right? Very, very good. In terms of what are the like the top things you've learned since joining the program? If you can just name
Like,
like a one or couple of things.
yeah, I could name a couple of things like the the debt and equity. I never knew anything about that. The outstanding shares. I learned, the terms you sent in your modules, the RSIs, the EPS. I never knew anything of that. So
Hmm.
when I see a company, I look at the fundamentals through Perplexity AI, and then I look through EPS and this micro trends website. I go through it all, and then if I feel confident that it's gonna go high and not just tank because of something uncertain, then I wouldn't really buy into it
Very good.
because I know
I
what to
know.
look for. I buy into it and I just sell when I feel it's right that I made a good amount. I made a good gain.
Very good. In terms of like the time commitment that you kind of like put into this program, I know you're extremely, extremely busy. Can you go over a little bit like your schedule and how you're able to like incorporate this sort of like program or like strategy into your play? You kind of can see like it doesn't require too much of your time, right?
I mean, yeah, not really. I work from 11 in the morning to 11 at night, sometimes from 8 in the morning to 11 at night. So I
Yeah.
have a really packed schedule. And my only days off are weekdays, which is like great because then the market's open Tuesday and Thursday, which I could be fully on. But then, Saturday, Sundays is full time for me
Hmm.
between, I'd say, Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Monday, and Wednesday. So it's like a pretty packed schedule, at least 2 days off. So, it takes time for me to look into companies I want to invest in, you know.
Extremely busy schedule. Yeah. I'm very, very, very happy with the progress you've gotten so far. Keep doing your thing, okay? In terms of this program? Would you recommend this to other people? How's your experience overall just been?
I mean, I'm still a little early to the program. I kind of dedicated myself during work and after work to learn about a lot more than I think anybody else would.
Hmm.
Um, Maybe someone else would learn more than me, but you know, I take a little pride in, sacrificing some sleep
Yeah,
and
you definitely put in the work.
breaks.
You definitely put in the work. Some of the things you told me since like looking at these modules, looking at these videos during work, watching hours on end, very, very impressed.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I started taking notes, just endless amounts of notes, just to memorize, rewrote some terms, so then I could just keep them in my head. Just make sure that I could just pull up my phone, remember all these terms, wouldn't need a notepad, wouldn't need like my notes and whatever. I could just trade stocks on the go because I know what I'm doing. I'm
Yeah,
not just going in blind and confused, I'd say.
very good. All right. So pretty much, how has the overall experience been since like joining, like, in terms of like your confidence since joining the program? Like how
Yeah,
have you your confidence that you had before going into the program and then after? Like, are you ready to pretty much you feel like you're self-sufficient in pretty much tackling the market? I know you're still pretty early on in it, but you're actually crushing it right now.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I've gotten more confident in my plays. I've gotten more confident in my trades than I have ever before. Like I said
Hmm.
before, I'd um I'd buy into any company that someone would say that's gonna shoot up. Then I do get a good amount, but then I just feel so hesitant, and I'm just constantly staring on this bar, this graph that I don't understand anything of. I'm constantly staring at this graph and just waiting for it to go up, or then
Hmm.
too scared for it to look at it if it goes down. It's just pure anxiety and pure fear that I'd lose my gains or I wouldn't make a profit or I'd lose my initial investment.
Hmm. Yeah, and like pretty much your emotions that you had before, feelings of all this anxiousness versus this sort of strategy where you pretty much you had the confidence, you did the due diligence, understanding the stock, going over the technicals as well. A lot of your emotions are a lot more intact. Is that safe to say?
Yeah,
Excellent. Very good. Well, Jason, if there's anything else you want to go over or just want to say, but I appreciate your time.
yeah, no, of course. I mean, whenever I can, I go into the meetings. Um, Especially my days off are confusing sometimes. I just went in earlier today.
Hmm.
I work for a restaurant, so it's long hours.
Hmm.
And I mean, I'd have my due diligence with this, especially because I owe a lot to this restaurant since I started working there since ever since I got out of high school.
Hmm.
Um, so I don't think I'm gonna leave the job anytime soon. But the stock market's, I find it fun. I learned something new, especially with these companies and these FTC deals and everything else. I mean, of course, it's just a strategy that I learned initially, but
Hmm.
sometimes I kind of improve on it. Maybe I learn some candlesticks. Maybe I learn some patterns, some chart graphs.
Hmm.
Just improve it on my own way. Someone else could improve it in another way by using Mac, whatever that
The
thing.
MACD.
Graph,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, MACD. But I
Hmm.
don't really use that. I've never heard of TradingView. I got the basic subscription, and I started looking up some YouTube videos. I still use the initial Fibonacci levels. I even have the automatic one that automatically traces it. So, and then I kind of look at it and I'm like, okay, yeah, I feel good on that retracement. So then I'm like, okay, my retracement's good, my demand is good, and my supply zones are well thought out because of previous, um, I'd say levels.
Very
So
good.
yeah, I mean, I do practice a lot of what I learned, not just what I learned after. You gotta take it to step one sometimes.
Very good. Well, Jason, thank you so much for the kind words. Thanks for your time. Thanks for hopping on. If you need anything, just hit me up, but keep doing your thing. Very, very happy.